Welcome back to the SDG Executive Briefing Series. In this episode of Water and Energy for Impact, I will share about efforts to improve the affordability of clean water and electricity for the world's population who still need it most. Currently there are around 1.1 billion people in the world who have permanent water scarcity problems, and around 2.7 billion who at least 1 month a year experience water scarcity. For basic energy, especially electricity, there are still around 840 million people in the world who do not have access to electricity until now, and even until the end of the SDG's target in year 2030. It is estimated that there will still be 650 million people in the world who still do not have access to electricity if there are no tremendous efforts to help them get access to electricity. Apart from these figures, there are still very many people in the world who from time to time experience difficulties with water, electricity or both on a regular basis, because of the circumstances they are facing, like natural disasters, war, boycotts, and various other causes. We in After Oil Indonesia ecosystem with the Water and Energy for Impact program introduces a solution that is expected to solve both of them at the same time for people who can reach seawater, or at least be able to solve the electricity problem for people who cannot reach seawater. The technology we use to provide clean water and at the same time also electricity is described as follows. In essence, we use 3 cycles that are interconnected with one another. The first cycle is high-temperature conducting fluid media such as synthetic oil or molten salt, which we use to collect and concentrate heat from sunlight using a solar collector specially designed for this. The heat collected from this first cycle is then transferred to the second cycle, namely the organic Rankine cycle, ORC, which also uses the appropriate fluid medium. The fluid that evaporates by heat will produce gas with high temperature and high pressure to rotate the turbine rotor, which is then supplied to the generator rotor to produce electricity. As for the gas which is still high temperature coming out of the turbine, it is used further to heat the seawater in the next cycle. In the third cycle, seawater is heated using waste heat from the turbine. Some of it will evaporate and the other part becomes brine or high concentration salt water. The captured and condensed vapor will produce fresh desalinated water. From these 3 cycles you can see that by utilizing sunlight and seawater, some people in the world who have problems with fresh water and electricity can meet their needs. The main engine needed is only the microturbine that we provide. The rest, with our guidance and training, can be built by local people who need it with equipment and materials that are generally widely available in the market.